What's up, hood folks? This is Jeremy. How y'all doing today? Anyway, so I know I told y'all I was gonna do a food versions on Chick-fil-A. I'm gonna try to get that done today or tomorrow. I'm just not hungry. So when I get hungry tonight, might go to Chick-fil-A. If not tonight, I'll do it tomorrow. And I have it uploaded by Sunday. How about that? Anyway, and as far as food virgins, I may slack up on eating out at different restaurants because I haven't been doing it much anyway. But I'm still gonna give you a food virgins every Sunday. It may just be something I start cooking. I might just start cooking and trying something new every Sunday until I figure out how I want to do. Because I don't know if I'm gonna boycott stuff, do my little 2%. I don't want to be a hypocrite and tell y'all to boycott it, and I'm not doing it. So I don't know yet. And like I said, I'll try to see what I'm gonna do. As far as my food versions, they still will be coming. I don't know if I'm gonna keep eating out or I'm just gonna buy some and cook it at home. Y'all will find out. Y'all will know, damn it. Anyway, one of my fellow YouTubers, Brian Vlogs Daily, he said, man, Jeremy, do a video on how you ended up in Dallas. And I was like, man, if I tell this story, make sure you have your tissues out because it's going to be a sob story. Well, it ain't going to be such a sob story, but it might do. It might not. I don't know. Because when I tell my stories, even though I can tell y'all something so serious, my delivery always come off as funny. And somebody gonna comment that on one of my videos. Oh my God, everything you say is funny. You think everything is a joke. No, I think your life is a joke. I think your bank account is a joke. Bitch, I think your relationship is a joke. And even one more thing. Even with the video I did about HIV getting tested for HIV, a dude if y'all go back and watch the video, read the comments. Some old big armor head dude gonna tell me, oh my God, it ain't nothing to play with. I'm like, man, people just ugh. So anyway, I want to do this story time and tell y'all how I got from Alabama to Dallas. The reason being is today, July the 15th, 2016, today make 10 years I have been in Dallas. I moved to Dallas 10 years ago today. So I'm going to tell y'all how I got there. Anyway, so let's roll with this story time. Damn it. Let me go on this side. Because I had to put my words. No, I ain't putting no words on this. They're just story time. So back in 2005, the beginning of 2005, I was still working at the radio station, 103.9 WHCR. This your boy Jeremy doing it real big. 15 minutes after the top of the hour, we got some more gospel coming up for you. We got some more R&B coming up for you. We got everything coming up for you right here on 103.9 WHCR. I missed that shit. Anyway, so my radio job had ended, and I was like, man, oh my God, I don't want to go to no regular ass job. And that's what's ended up happening. After the radio station went off and they sold to another company, I ended up going to working at Net Zero. Do y'all remember Net Zero? The dial-up service that took forever before you connect to the internet. Do y'all remember getting them AOL CDs in the mail or get 2 months for free and you had to download the software with that little CD? But anyway, I had the Net Zero job, which was competition for AOL, and I hated that job. It was a call center job. Thank you for calling Net Zero. My name is Jeremy. How can I help you today? And customer service work is the worst work ever. On the phone or face to face, because people just want to complain to you, and most of the time, and in my case, all of the time, I don't give up. So I hated that job. So this job was in Starkville, Mississippi, and I was living in Alabama. So I would drive from Alabama to Mississippi every day to go to work. So one day, it was just a regular old day. I went to work. I left about 1 that evening, and I got to work, and I just sat at my desk, and I did my job, hated it. And so I got back home that night, and I walked in the house, and it had a burnt popcorn smell, like burnt popcorn, and it was black, and I was like, damn, my sister them so crazy. Why they got it so black in here? So my sister was across the road and said, hey, get out that damn house. It burnt up. I like, what? The house had caught on fire and it had burnt up. It wasn't totally destroyed, but it was burned to the point where we couldn't live in it anymore. But it was able to be saved. They was able to save it. So I was like, oh no, what the hell? It house burned up. So I was able to move out because I was still living at home then. At the time, I was like 22, I think 22, maybe 22, 23, 23, 20. I don't know, one of them damn ages, shit. 22. Anyway, so I was able to move out of my mama's house, finally able to move away from home, and I got me an apartment in Mississippi. So I was doing it up, you know, I had my own little apartment, had my own car, I was doing it up. I was doing it big. Holla hood style. I was able to do all the things I wanted to do. Have folks come over, drink. That's when I called myself a smoking weed. Y'all, to this day, I still cannot roll a blunt. I don't know how to roll. So that's one reason why I don't smoke. I don't know how to roll. So, but this is when I called myself smoking and doing all this shit. And so I was working, had my apartment. I was doing all right for myself. So anyway, I had a situation and I ended up losing that job at net zero. I was like, oh God. I was like, man, damn, I promise you, I probably got fired from almost every job I done had because I don't kiss ass. So I got fired from that job. And I was like, man, ain't no jobs in this area, ain't nothing to do. So I was able to stay in my apartment. I was able to collect unemployment. So I was able to stay in my apartment. And when I was able to stay in my apartment, I was able to, you know, I started talking to my brother that stayed in Dallas. And he was already living out here in Dallas. And, you know, he was younger than me at the time. Like I said, I think I was about 24. So he had to be about 20, 19 or 20. Shit, I don't know. And he was like, man, you know, you ain't doing shit in Mississippi. You ain't got no job. You need to move out here to Dallas with me and move out here to Texas and then get on your feet and make some out yourself. And I was like, you know, that's cool. And, you know, he was telling me, you know, come on, man, you should do it. You should do it. And I was like, man, I'm from Alabama. I'm from the country. The biggest city I ever been. I mean, I've been to Atlanta before, and Birmingham and stuff, but I have never lived in a city. And I didn't know nothing about a city, nothing. And so I just called folks and I gave away all of my stuff in my apartment. And I just gave everything away. And I said, man, I'm gonna step out on this. The main reason I want to come to Dallas, like I said, my brother telling me it's a good opportunity out here for me. I can do my music, I can meet people, and I can sing. And that's why I came to Dallas, because I wanted to meet people and sing. That's the only reason I came. Even though I didn't have a job in Mississippi, and my unemployment was running out, and I was like, man, I gotta do something with myself because I can't go to no factory and work. Much respect to people who do manual labor. I can't do it. So, having said that, I got to Dallas. I rode the Greyhound bus to Dallas the first time, and I came out here and I said, you know what? I'm gonna like it out here in Dallas. It's a big ass city. This is a big, gigantic ass city because from where I came from, you know, we only had 2 lanes. I get out here and it's like 7 lanes going this way, 100 lanes going this way, tall buildings, a lot of damn people. Like, this is a big ass city. So I went back home. I rode the Greyhound bus back home the next week, and I came back to Texas, and this was the day. Today is when I came back to Texas 10 years ago, and I had my old white car. Do y'all remember one of my old videos I showed y'all about my car called the Holy Ghost, that old bird, but I call it the Mercedes? I had that car, and so I drove it back. And of course, my brother like, man, that's a hoop you riding in. And this ain't a don't throw somebody on the bus situation, but they just want them just talk about. So, you know, when I got with my brother, you know, we was, you know, at first I was like, okay, he cool. You know, we didn't grow up together. We got the same daddy, but we didn't grow up together, and we really didn't grow up together. And the last time I had seen my brother face to face is in 1995 when my dad had died at the funeral, and I hadn't seen him no more. But we had talked on the phone a couple of times, and then we had started talking on the phone in 2005. And so the situation with him is, I guess what I'm saying is, when you want somebody to come live with you, or if you ask somebody to live with you, make sure you want them to do that. Because I guess my brother didn't expect me to move. He didn't expect me to do that because I came out here to Dallas and visit. And when I went back home to get my car, I guess he thought like, well, you know, Jeremy ain't gonna like it out here. He gonna go back home. He didn't want me to, you know, I don't expect him to stay. And so I end up coming back, but I don't believe he was too excited about me coming back. He was like, damn, you came back. I was expecting you not to come back. And so to make a long story short, we had our differences. We had a falling out. And he practically told me to get up out of his house. Like, man, you get the fuck up out of my house. And I was like, damn, that's fucked up. And this was at nighttime. And so I spent the night that night. And I slept on the floor. I slept on the floor, whatever. I was sleeping on the floor anyway, so that don't matter. And so I got up the next morning. I got my little shit. And then I was talking to his baby mama. Not in a relationship way. I was talking to his baby mama. And she was like, you can come stay with me. You know, your brother doing you wrong. You don't have to worry about this. God is finna elevate you to something new. He finna bring you to something new in life. He gonna bring you to a higher power. He gonna do all this. And I was like, man, God, I done got you out here in Dallas. I gave her my apartment in Mississippi. I gave her all my furniture. I gave her everything in Mississippi. So if I leave Dallas, I don't have no choice but to move back home to my mama house. And that's what I don't want to do. So I remember the first night after I had left my brother's house, and his baby mama said, well, you can come stay with me, but I don't got my apartment yet, so you had to hold off a couple of nights. Do y'all know the first night I slept, after leaving my brother's house, I slept in the Target parking lot in my car? Now, I'm in Dallas. I don't know nobody. I don't know shit. I don't know where I'm at. And my brother didn't stay in the best part of town. It wasn't bad though, but it wasn't the best part of town either. So I'm sleeping in the car in the Target parking lot. It's July. It's hot as hell. This is maybe like the 1st of August now. First week of August. So it's hot as shit in Dallas. I don't know nobody. I don't know nothing. I'm sleeping in the Target parking lot in my car. And y'all, the tears were just, I was crying because I was like, God, why in the hell am I here in this parking lot? What am I going to do with myself? I do not want to go back home because I want to sing. I really want to do this music. I really want to do this singing thing. And I don't want to go back home. And y'all, I'm telling you, sleeping in that car, that hurt my heart. That hurt my feelings. That hurt my soul. And I did that for 2 nights. 2 nights. 2 nights. 2 nights. God damn. And I was so scared. I was so scared. The reason I was scared because people were walking by the car, police were coming by, I heard sirens, and like I said, I'm from Alabama. I don't hear no sirens. I hear crickets and wind blowing and shit. I don't hear no sirens. I was just so nervous and felt out of place. So after that, the baby mama did let me come over to her house like a couple of days later, and I got to her house, and when I got to her house, you know, I got a job at Conn's. That's why I bought my couch and my bed. Well, not my bed, my couch and my furniture from. But anyway, I was at the point where I didn't know how I was going to make it. And so I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. And Conn's called me for a job. And they told me that, you know, you can work it out. You can work at Conn's. And when you work at Conn's, we send you away to Houston, Texas to train for 2 weeks. Now, let's fast wind before I get to Houston. Now, the baby mama, I was staying up with her, and I didn't really have no money because she knew I didn't have no money. But the thing is, she invited me in. I'm thinking she invited me into her house because, you know, she want to be my friend. She want to be nice to me. You know, Jeremy, I want to help you out because, you know, you're a Christian. I'm a Christian. But she invited me to her house because she had just got an apartment. And she needed somebody to help pay the bills. And I was like, oh my fucking damn. So it's like they was twins. Like, oh my God, he tripping, she tripping. So I was in a situation like, oh my God, both of these people tripping on me like this. So having saying that, damn, the story 13 minutes. I thought it would be shorter than this. Now having saying that, having saying that, so she started tripping. So she was like, well, Jeremy, you know, you ain't got no money. You ain't got nothing to pay me. You got to get out. I said, well, you got to give me a chance to start working at Conn's. And then after I get my money for Conn's, then I'll give you some money on the rent and whatever. Because I don't want to be living at your house and, you know, eating your food, living at your house, giving you nothing. But as soon as I get my job at Conn's, I start this job in a week or so. Then when I get that money, I'm going to start giving you something. So I like, whatever. So she was like, whatever. So push it on. I went to the day when she really told me I got to get out of her house. God came through and allowed me to be able to go off down to Houston. At Conn's, they sent you out to Houston to train for 2 weeks. They paid for your motel room. They paid for your they paid for everything for you. So I didn't have nothing to worry about. And so I met up with some people that said, well, we're going to drive to Houston for training. You can ride with us and just give us some gas money. I was like, thank God. So I got down to Houston. I did my training for Conn's. And I did all my training for 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, I had called her and she told me I got to give her $600 for rent. I said, $600? That's how much your whole rent is. I haven't even been at your apartment a whole month. Why I got to pay a whole month of rent? So in the court, she was like, nah, well, you can't come back here. I was like, damn. So I'm on my way back to Dallas. Once again, I don't know nobody. I don't know really no people up in Dallas. So I called my brother. I was like, bro, I need somewhere to well, I called him. He didn't answer the phone. So I left him a voicemail or a text message telling him, man, I went to Cons. I got a job. And I'm coming back to Dallas. I don't have nowhere to stay, but I do have money. If you let me stay at your house for a couple of nights, I'll give you the money at the door. He didn't reply back to my messages. He didn't do nothing. So I'm on my way back to Dallas in the car with people. Now they know I act the fool the whole time in training. This how I ride back in the car. Cause I'm literally crying tears out my eyes because I'm like, damn, my own brother won't even pick up the phone for me. And he know I don't know nobody in Dallas. He don't know I don't know shit in Dallas. And so I'm like, damn, that hurt my feelings. So to make a long story short, I got back to Dallas that night, and my friend Maisha, my buddy Maisha, she had kept my car for me, and I came and told her, I said, Maisha, I'm just finna go back to Alabama. I did all this training for Cons, and I got my money, I'm finna go back to Alabama. But she said, you don't have to do that, Jeremy. You don't have to do that. So what I did, I ended up getting a motel room in Motel 6, I think Motel 6, and I stayed in the motel room, and I prayed, I said, okay, God, I need to know, should I stay in Dallas or should I go my ass back to Alabama? I want to sing. I want to do some of my music. I don't want to go back to Alabama and just do that with myself. I want to do something with myself. So I started looking for apartments. Now, mind you, in Dallas, at the time in 2005, 6, at the time, it was kind of hard to get an apartment, but not as hard to get an apartment because they don't check your credit like your credit scores are 780, 800. So I went to this apartment complex and my money, I had enough money to pay my rent only because I had been paying for the motel room out of pocket, and I was like, man, my money gonna get low and I either gonna run out of money because Cons had paid me those 2 weeks, that $2,000, and I was like, man, I'm paying for this motel room, I'm gonna run out of money. And so I went to this apartment complex. I told him, I said, I'm in desperate need for an apartment. I need an apartment, or I'm gonna be homeless and back in Alabama. And I remember going in the front office and talking to these ladies and telling them my story, what I'm telling y'all, and I sung for them. They said, let me see, can you really sing? And I sung a little something, I don't remember what it was, and I sung for them. And I went on the Cons that day to work. And then when I got to work, later on that day, they called me and said, well, Jeremy, we got you approved this apartment. Just come back with some electricity in your name and you can get the apartment. So I got the apartment. And so from that time until now, I just been hustling, not hustling. I have just been in Dallas just living life, procrastinating, experiencing life, and doing a lot of things. In that time, you know, I had some shortcomings. I had some bullshit comings. You know, in 2007, one of my friends from Atlanta, y'all had got in another situation, and I had got in a bad situation where I was about to be homeless again. I was finna lose my apartment. I had stuff. My working was tripping, and one of my friends in Atlanta, man, thanks to him, he gave me some money to pay my whole rent. Now, what friend would do that for you? Even though I think he got a lot of money, I'm just playing. I was just playing. Anyway, my friend, who I was cool with, you know, he is into physical therapist. I'm not gonna call his name out because I don't know that he want me to call his name out. Then people be like, oh, physical therapist doing with Atlanta to help Jeremy. Hey, we need some money too. I don't want people to be worrying him, you know, if it was that situation. But he helped me. This guy sent me the whole amount of money to pay my whole rent. Now that was a blessing. Like, if it weren't for him, I swear to you, back in Alabama I would have been. So the moral of my story is, before you offer somebody something, make sure you want to give them something. If I say, hey, you can have my phone, and then you come on here and get my phone, I realize that I really don't want to give you my phone. You know, even though I'm not mad at my brother for, you know, inviting me to live in Dallas, and then when I got out here, he really didn't want me out here from what I felt. This is what I feel. You know, I really feel like that if he would have just been honest from the beginning, saying, bro, you can come in here and stay with me for a week, but you can't stay no more than a week, and you gotta go. That's why I don't invite nobody to come to my house. That's why I don't invite nobody to come move in with me, because I don't like company. I don't like company much. So if he would have just told me from the get-go he really didn't want me to be there, then maybe I wouldn't have never been in Dallas today. I appreciate him helping, starting me out on my way to Dallas. And his baby mama, I ain't mad at her. Even though she would have told me from the get-go, Jeremy, I don't want you staying with me, but I really want you to help me pay this rent. Then hey, boom, I would probably wouldn't be here today, but I do appreciate her for the little time I was able to stay with her. Those little footstools got me to where I am today. And so now I'm in a situation now, I'm not loaded with money. I don't even think I got $5. Let me stop. I'm not loaded with money, but I'm thankful for that. This 10 years of being in Dallas, that I was able to experience living in the city and moving away from home on my own. And that let me know that I'm a tough guy. I'm a strong ass man. But at the same time, my biggest regret, I have 2 regrets. Well, I actually have 3 regrets. 3, but I'm only gonna tell y'all one today. And I'll tell y'all the other 2 some other day. But today, my biggest regret is that I have not put no effort in singing since I've been in Dallas. I mean, I've recorded some songs. I sung a couple of shows. I sung in my church. But I have not put that drive and that initiative into singing like I should. Right now, I should be out traveling, at least the country, singing. Because, I mean, I can sing. But I should be out traveling the country. But instead, I'm working, at a job I still hate, doing what I fucking hate. I went to radio school. I got a broadcasting degree. I was able to get that. And it's just that. And I know a lot of people gonna ask me, what's the status of you and your brother now? I don't hate my brother. We just don't communicate. I don't got no beef with him. I don't hate him. You know what I'm saying? But we just don't talk. And I ain't mad with that. And it's okay. It's okay. A lot of times people get it twisted. They think just because somebody's your family, you automatically are obligated to be in their life. That's not true. That's not true at all. If you feel like nobody mean you no good, they don't gotta be in your life. You don't gotta be in their life. I don't gotta be in your life. And I still got love for you. If you ever needed me for help, hey, I'm there for help. But before it's like, hey, come over to my house, I'm having a barbecue. It ain't gotta be all that. Alright? So that's my story. I'm in my feelings right now. I'm not in my feelings, but I'm feeling some type of way right now because thinking about the past 10 years I've been here in Dallas. These 10 years being in Dallas, today making the 10th year that I've been here, has really just taught me a lot of stuff about people. It has changed my whole mindset about life and everything. Alright, hood folks. Alright, Brian Vlog. Does that answer your question, man? Like my whole trip to Dallas? Whew, dude, I probably Anyway, I'll see y'all next time. I hope y'all enjoyed the story. Now, don't get in my comments and try to clown my brother, because it ain't nothing like that. Oh, his baby mama, don't try to do nothing like that. Don't do that. But let me know in the comments if you got any comments for me, any questions for me. And I'm out. All right, hood folks. Peace, 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 peace. Wait. Peace, 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 peace. I showed me a piece of pizza right now. I'm always here to tell this story.